I asked Google AI this morning why it is that conservatives from Alberta, who were the last people to make changes to equalization formula in Canada, the Conservative government of Stephen Harper's, why is it that both federally and provincially, Albertans continue to vote for Conservatives when they are the people who created a formula, equalization, that they believe is the number one issue for Albertans in Canada. This is what Google AI said to me. The irony you are pointing out is one of the most famous political head scratchers in Canadian history. You have the timeline exactly right. The Harper era of 2007 to 2009 designed the current formula for equalization under the Stephen Harper's Conservative government. The architect of that was, in fact, Jason Kenney, who later became the Premier of Alberta and a fierce critic of the program he designed. He was a senior federal cabinet minister at the table when the very formula was approved. The renewals since 2009, the formula hasn't fundamentally changed. It's been renewed by the Liberals since 2015 through 2023 without any changes. Why is this a political paradox? It says. You are essentially describing a voter loop. A voter loop, never heard of that before. The grievance. Alberta Conservatives argue that the formula is fundamentally unfair because it counts their resources of wealth against them, but doesn't punish other provinces, like Quebec, for their hydroelectric wealth in the same way. The voting pattern, despite the formula being a conservative creation, Alberta remains a stronghold for the Conservative Party. And in the most recent federal cycles, the CPC has swept nearly every seat in the province. The leverage strategy by the Conservatives. Leaders like Jason Kenney and Danielle Smith have used this frustration to fuel momentum like the 2021 equalization referendum, where 61% voted to scrap it, and the free deal panel. Their argument is usually that even though they built the system, they now need to fight and get a better deal for the province. Summary of the irony. Conservatives built the formula to be predictable and stable. Albertans hate the formula because it is predictable and because they don't get any money back. But Albertans continue to vote for Conservatives, often on the promise that the next Conservative government will fix the broken system created by the last Conservative government. It's a classic example of political branding versus policy history. The Conservative brand in Alberta is so strong that voters generally blame the current Liberal administration for continuing a system that the Conservatives actually created. I rest my case.